You have identified the wildebeest. Congratulations. Wildebeests are unique animals in the sense that they move in these huge, huge herds. We're talking like over 1 million of these guys moving across the Serengeti. And they're moving to new grass. So wherever they see the clouds, they just kind of follow that. That's where it's raining. That's where the eating is good. And that takes them from the southwest to the northeast. And when they are moving in these big herds, they don't really think about the safety of the other members of the herd. They just kind of want to get to the food. So a lot of them, unfortunately, get trampled along the way, especially when they come to rivers, because they don't stop when they hit a river. They just keep going. So that's particularly dangerous, especially if there are crocodiles in the river. And there are always crocodiles in the river. That's especially dangerous because all it takes is for one of these wildebeest to get pulled under, and then everyone starts freaking out. They start stampeding, and then a lot of them get trampled, or they drown, or they get eaten, or all of the above, usually in that order. But those who do make it get to enjoy the new grass. And when wildebeests give birth, they all give birth at about the same time, within the span of about 2 to 3 weeks. And so you can imagine 1 million plus wildebeest giving birth to about 400,000 wildebeest babies in just a few weeks. It's like a midwife's nightmare. And predators are waiting for this to happen because baby wildebeests are a pretty easy meal, but they can't possibly make a dent in 400,000 baby wildebeest. And the babies can start running about 15 minutes after being born. That's really impressive. In fact, it's faster than any other land mammal. Wildebeests are often on the go, and if you can't keep up with the herd, you get left behind. And if you get left behind, that usually doesn't end well for you. Wildebeests are also very strong runners. They have shorter hindquarters than the front, which gives them a bit of an odd look, but it helps them accelerate quickly away from predators. And they can hit speeds of about 48 miles an hour and sustain that for a few minutes. So that's useful. They have speed and stamina. You want both of those if you need to run away from a lion in a wide open area. And you'll also notice that wildebeests have their eyes set pretty high in their head, and that allows them to keep an eye on things while they're drinking at a watering hole. It doesn't really help them detect crocodiles too well, but anything above the water, they're usually aware of it. And there's a parasitic fly that has an interesting relationship with the wildebeest particularly. The fly goes up their nasal passage and lays eggs up in there, and then the eggs become maggots and they just live in there for a little while until they're about 1/2 inch long. And then when they're that big, they start to wriggle down the nose, and then the wildebeest sneezes them out into the grass where they pupate, become more flies, and then the fun continues all over again. So kind of gross, granted, but that is how life goes when you're a wildebeest.